Hey, what's up? It's Patrick, it's Rose via Fire, and I want to talk about the importance of being mature. Um, so when it comes to being mature, it's important to be mature, especially in your ministry. If you are walking with God and if you are following God, it's important to be mature, especially in your ministry for God and in your walk with God, is because you're gonna have people who might genuinely come to you, you know what I'm saying, in your ministry. They might approach you in your ministry and they might talk to you about certain things, you know what I'm saying, certain situations or things that they could be going through or something like that, you know what I'm saying? Things that might be happening in their walk with God and this and that. And you need to have a certain level of maturity, because if you're not mature, um, you just, it's like there's certain situations, it's like you cannot just be a clown in certain situations. Like certain situations and certain topics is just serious, you know what I'm saying? And that's that's literally one of the importance of being mature, is because um if a person, you know what I'm saying, reaches out to you in your ministry and they genuinely telling you about, they trying to walk with God and this and that, and you trying to help them, in your ministry, you're trying to help them to get saved from hell. You're trying to help them to get closer to God, to gain a stronger relationship with God and this and that. And that's why it's like God almost has to train your maturity. You know what I'm saying? Your maturity level has to be trained, because there's certain stuff that's just too real. Like it's real situations, and if you just immature, you're just gonna be clowning, and you're not gonna take it serious. And you could really you could mess up your ministry, and you could do all type of you could go about things the wrong way. You could handle a situation the wrong way if you're not mature. If you just immature, and if you a clown and you just clowning, and you know like people coming to you, like people coming from all types of backgrounds, they being led to your ministry for God, and you are just clowning, you're just immature, you know what I'm saying? Like people out here really trying to get closer to God. People trying to figure out how they could get saved from hell. People trying to figure out how to fast and pray. People trying to figure out how to get set free from demons and nightmares. And if you immature while you are having these conversations and this and that, it could come off as if um, it could come off the wrong ways, because you're not mature. So that's really one of the main importance of being mature, and that's why God trains your maturity. Um, Even when you step into your ministry, God trains your maturity so you could be able to relate to different people, so you could be able to connect with different people without trying to be a clown, without trying to be immature. I use my life as an example. When I first came into the kingdom, I was kind of immature. I was, like you just immature here and there. But over time, like I start become more mature. I start to hold deeper conversations with people, because people could be trying to talk to you about all types of things that they've been through. Like, you know what I'm saying? People could be trying to really tell you about something that, you could use your ministry to help them in. And if you're not mature enough, some of these situations and some of these topics will catch you off guard, and then you're just gonna become a clown. And you know what I'm saying? And you might even um, distract people and lead people away. You know what I'm saying? It's because you're not able to understand what they're going through. You're not able to understand their situation. You're not able to understand their pain and the things that they go through. You know what I'm saying? You're just trying to clown. You're just trying to be immature. So that's why you see a lot of times God be working on people's maturity. God has to work on your maturity level. When you praying And when you praying to God, it's like you have to come from a mature place. Like there's a lot of things in this walk with God that deal with maturity, like for example, if you're talking about things such as like let's use like how should I say this? Let's use like like when in school, when the teacher is talking about sex or something like that, when they talking about sex and like everybody just everybody just become like a clown all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody cannot maintain that level of maturity on how to express themselves in topics such as like intimacy or things like that, like you never know who you're going to draw closer to your ministry. Like you could draw somebody closer to your ministry that could have been a stripper, you know what I'm saying, or a porn star or something like that, and you might try to, God could lead them to your ministry to get saved from hell. And when you having a conversation with them and you're immature as hell, bruh, you just gonna lead them away because they're gonna be like, bruh, you just immature. You don't know what's going on. You don't know real life. You don't know what's going on in these streets, bruh. You don't know what people going through. So do you see why God has to train your level of maturity? Because you can't just be clowning, bruh, because some of these people is in a dark place in their life. Some of these people is in they could be getting abused in the porn industry. They might be getting abused in the stripper industry, and they come into your ministry to find God and for you to help them get closer to God, but you clowning, but you immature. You see what I'm saying? And that's why God has to train your level of maturity. And it's very important to have maturity because there's so many topics. And it's not even just the topics of intimacy or sex or anything like that. It's not just that. There's so many topics where you have to be mature. There's topics that, people could tell you about some real stuff. Like a celebrity could come to you. You never know who could come to your ministry. A celebrity could, come to your ministry talking about they broke. If you start laughing, then you might lead them away. You see what I'm saying? If celebrity comes to you talking about they broke and you laughing, like you know what I'm saying, they might really be trying to get closer to God. You never know. And you out here laughing. Be like, hey, bruh, this is the immature way to handle that. The immature way to handle when God could lead a certain celebrity to your ministry to genuinely help them in their walk with God. Because God could lead anybody. God could lead anybody. God could lead a celebrity to your ministry. God could lead any normal person to your ministry. God could lead all types of people, bro. It really so let me use a celebrity as an example. If God leads the celebrity to your ministry and God wants to use this celebrity comes to you talking about, hey, I'm broke, bro. Like, I'm trying to get closer to God, man. I'm broke. Like, if you're immature, you're going to handle it like this. You're going to be like, you broke? What are you talking about? You broke? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you a celebrity. How you broke? You know what I'm saying? You're going to be laughing and clowning at them. And then don't you see by doing that, you could lead them away? You see what I'm saying? But a mature way to handle that is like, you got to really understand their situation. You got to be like, okay, you a celebrity, but at the same time, these record labels is basically running game on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you start to understand where they're coming from instead of trying to clown and, you know what I'm saying, and make a joke out of it, and just, you could almost like lead the soul away from God. You could lead the soul away from God because the person came to you with genuine stuff and you're trying to clown and you're trying to be immature. So that's why God be training your level of maturity, man. And maturity is very important. You know what I'm saying? Maturity is important. And that's basically all I wanted to say, bro. Like, being mature is important, man, for sure. That's basically all I wanted to say, man. Peace.